a serenity. Oh, she is sleepy.
Alright, so a few of you asked when I uploaded my last studio vlog if I could upload more day-to-day / weekly vlogs, so this is my attempt at doing that semi-regularly. This video is also kindly a sponsored collaboration with National Products Review and Panasonic. So this entire vlog is going to be filmed on the Panasonic Lumix G100. I'm basically going to be testing it out and letting you know my thoughts later in the video. I don't usually get to do camera reviews, so I'm pretty stoked for this one. But first off, it's pretty early. I'm going to have a coffee, fix this mug up, and then maybe go for a bike ride or something. Alright, so I'm back home. It's definitely not winter anymore because that ride was kind of hot. It's definitely warming up. Lucky it was super windy. Harley and I did go to a waterfall the other day just to sort of cool off a bit and get out into nature a little bit. I haven't really been out in the bush recently, so that was really nice. I also brought this camera along to test it out a little bit, so I'll show you what we got. So we nearly got lost up some creek trying to find that waterfall. It ended up being like at the end of a dead-end road on an unmarked path, and then you had to rock hop up a creek for like half an hour. So I'm thinking that we really weren't supposed to find this place, but we did, and it was beautiful. Freezing cold water, like ice cold. The sun is setting over there, so I'll make this quick. Some little field notes about using this camera up a creek. Like, these were not favorable conditions to film at all. If I had my SLR with me, it would have been very difficult to sort of whip it out and get any good shots. This thing fit in this pocket. Like the whole time it was sitting in this pocket, it was so good. So stoked about that. Wins for portability. Slipped over a few times, boots were just completely soaked, so that's fun. Quality looks great on the screen so far. It has like a little pop-out screen, so it's good for vlogging. But anyway, great day, team. Okay, so obviously I've already unboxed this. I've had a little bit of time to play with the camera now. As someone who obviously uses cameras all the time, I'm so impressed with this camera. I'm gonna put some shots over the top so you can see what I'm talking about, but straight off the bat, whether you're using it for filming, which I primarily do, or taking photos, it's got a 20.3 megapixel MOS sensor, and the 4K photo mode lets you capture high-speed movement up to 30 frames a second. So if you take sport photography or wildlife photography, it's perfect for that. And you can also film in 4K. So this is the Panasonic Lumix G100 mirrorless camera. My first impressions, I guess, would be, especially compared to what I normally use, it's an incredibly light and portable camera. Very much perfect for vlogging, perfect for filming when you're out doing things. I think I've already said it, but I had it in my pocket when I was rock hopping over a creek, so it's super portable, really easy to have on you, especially if you're going on little adventures like that. Much easier than whipping out a giant camera that I usually do. Another thing as like a vlogger and a YouTuber that you really need is the flip around. What is it? What's the real name for that? The screen that flips around. The free angle monitor. That sounds way better than the flip around thing. Having a screen that flips around is just, if you're vlogging, you need it. It's not even a question. This thing was awesome. This is the single most useful tripod I've ever had. I had this sitting on trees and rocks and stuff, filming and taking photos, and it works great. But this plugs into the camera, and while you've got like the tripod going, you can click record. Like, there's also the shutter button if you're taking photos, but if you're vlogging, you just click record while you're holding it. There's no like, oh man. The premise of this is so simple, but it was so impressive to me and really handy, and it comes with a camera. It's also got 3 built-in microphones, so whether you're directly in front of the camera or to the side or wherever you are, it captures that sound properly. You can also film in 4K with 30, 24 or 25 frames per second. So if you do want to learn more about this camera, head to the National Products Review website to check it out. That'll all be linked below. So who this camera might be useful for, definitely vloggers, that's not even a question. If you're looking into starting a YouTube channel or you already have one, it's super user-friendly, very easy to learn how to use the controls. So that concludes Brienne reviews some things. The plan prior to this was to unpack these boxes and get stuff ready to be shipped to Sydney, but It's probably going to be a tomorrow job, let's be honest.
Tomorrow.
Alright, good morning guys. So the agenda for today is I'm going to be dealing with all of the boxes in the studio because I have an even bigger lot of boxes coming into the studio. Editing this vlog and another video that you'll see once this is up. And we'll see what else comes up. Don't really know, to be honest. Alright, so basically we're going to be dealing with a squeaky chair and also these boxes that you can't see. I'm now realizing there's boxes everywhere. I need to unpack them, package everything into these biodegradable bags, barcode it, put it back in a box and then send it to Sydney, hopefully before this next shipment arrives. I'm gonna get through quite a few emails as well. I want to get a few videos up this week, at least 2 hopefully, so we'll see how that goes. To begin with though, let's just try and get through this box. So I do usually have a bit more of like a structured process with this whole thing, but because it's just one product, it's just the hoodies, so it's not the biggest batch of different things in the world. I'm just sort of going about it pretty haphazardly. We will clean the studio up later. This is probably my least favorite part of this because to get to the barcodes I need, usually they're at the inner part of the roll because that's just how life works in general. And I end up with like 100 meters of barcode on the floor, so that's good. But you know what, I don't even think it's on this roll. God damn it. You reckon I could have picked the right one? It's this bloody roll. Also probably not the best idea to do this first thing in the morning. Alright, now we're on track. So how is everyone? Are we vibing? What are you up to? If you do enjoy these like weekly vlog style videos, make sure you leave a like and a comment because I just don't usually make these because I don't think people will care to see what I'm doing with my life. You all seem to like the reaction videos better, so I tend to focus on those, but by all means, if you want me to make these, I'm happy to. I do almost prefer them because it's like a genuine chronicle of what I'm doing with my life and I can look back on it later, and I like to do that. So more than happy to. It also gives me an excuse to go out and film things that I'm doing. It's always nice just documenting things. Like looking back on some of these kinds of videos I made even as like a 17-year-old. Very interesting to look back on how you sounded, how you presented yourself, what I looked like. In my case, it wasn't very good, but that's what it was. Just little memories with your friends and stuff that you forgot to. It's quite nice. It's also pretty cool that I'm like packing all this stuff up now, and then probably in a few weeks you guys will be wearing the exact things that I'm holding. It's just a very trippy thing to think about. Also, if you did want to know when these are going to be released, make sure you go to Riff's Instagram and turn post notifications on. Alternatively, you can sign up to the mailing list. Both of those will be linked below. They're the 2 places that things get announced, as well as my videos, of course, but sometimes that comes a little bit later. I'm really stoked that you guys had such a positive response to these hoodies because when I was making it, I nearly didn't, for starters. This hoodie was nearly a completely different, not even similar looking hoodie. And then I was like, no, I hate that. And then I made this one and I was like, nah, I hate that too. Let's go to the other one. And then right at the last minute, I had already ordered the other ones and then quickly changed it to these ones. And I guess it's lucky that I did because they are way better than the other ones. So that was a very pleasant surprise. So I'm going to check back hopefully when all of this is done. That might be a little bit optimistic, but we're going to need it. So okay, so I basically just have this little pile left to do, which is awesome. This whole video is edited. Another video I haven't even started, but I'm happy with our progress today. Also, I've still got all night to work. So if you want more vlogs, let me know. If you don't, I'll obviously still continue uploading what I usually upload. But in the meantime, if you're not subscribed, you should do that now. I give shout outs at the end of every video to people who subscribe and put the bell on, and also to people who follow me on TikTok or Instagram. YouTube shout out goes to Brit Boss. Instagram shout out, someone commented and said they had never gotten a shout out, so I'm gonna go find that comment. That is Adele LS on Instagram, or Adele IS, it's hard to tell. And finally, the TikTok shout out goes to Adventure213. Thank you guys for subscribing or commenting or existing in this part of the internet at all. I will see you in a few days with a new video.